Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co, and today I'm reviewing Eureka from Bitewing Games. Eureka is a solo scenario-based dice game in which players are going to be you are going to be rolling a whole lot of dice, trying to assign them to a variety of criteria and restrictions in order to score as many points, and then seeing if you won or lost that level. This is a prototype, all rules and components subject to change, and I'll have a link to the crowdfunding campaign down below. Also, this is a scenario-based game that gives you a variety of envelopes in there. In each envelope, there's going to be like rules and things and stuff that change up the game. I will be going over the contents of Chapter 1 today as I attempt to show you like how the game operates. If you don't want that level of spoiler, then this review might not be for you. Jump to like the review part, but even that might talk about things, so like, you do you. Not really a legacy game or spoiler type game, but like if you really want that secret and that mystery, I will loosely touch upon some of the things that you will unlock as you play this game. Also, if you watched my Rolling Deep video earlier today, then you might see me do more like stories and justifications and explaining my ratings going on in this one, because kind of the opposite direction this time, but like some of my reviews are just like, here's my thoughts, here's what I like, don't like, here's my review and rating, and enjoy. And other times I'm like, I need to tell you why I think what I think, because it's more complicated than a mere number can explain. Fun fact, I also have a video called, what else is it called? I have a video somewhere, I'll link to it down below, but it basically says like, it's more than the score. The score alone is not enough, basically, and it's for these kinds of videos. So watch what I say, don't just, listen to what I say, don't just wait for the score. Anyways, Eureka! It's a dice puzzle game. Let's go ahead and play a sample round. I have my 17 dice over here. Let's go ahead and grab 5 dice and start rolling, because this is the basic idea of what you do. You roll the dice, and then you assign the dice. So I'm going to go ahead and gather the dice and assign them to various rows. We got 3 5s off the bat, so I'm going to go ahead and assign these 3 5s over there. With my 2 and my 4, it's early enough that I'm going to go ahead and do my 2 and my 4 as well over there, because I'm going to explain how this game plays by just playing through like a little bit of a round. Also, I have a gameplay. If you want to see my gameplay of this, you can see me playing through 2 full scenarios, a later scenario, so you can get the arc of the game. Let's take a 5, put it over there. A 5 is going to go over there. We'll take my 2, put it over here. Because I cleared off my 5s, I am tempted to do my 2 3s, so let's go ahead and do my 2 3s over here. Now, when I say cleared off my 5s, I now have a full row of 5s, so I'm going to take these dice and I'm going to put them back over here, and I'm going to score that row by putting this mark here showing I got the full 25 points, and then I'm going to keep rolling. Honestly, I'm going to play a full game because I think you can play this game fast enough. You know what? No. I'm going to stop soon, and then I'll finish it at the end of the video. Anyways, we have a 1 3 6 over here. We have our 2 3s. So I'm going to put my 2 3s over here, and then my 6 and my 5 and my 1, those are not the numbers here. I can no longer place in the 5, so you know what? I'll place my 1 over here because I like to build up this row. This row needs a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll place my 5 over here in this row, and I'll explain why later when I'm showing you how things work, and I'll place my 6 over here for a nice, easy to fulfill row. That's kind of all the stuff I'm doing right now. That's what you do. In this game, you roll 5 dice. If you cannot roll 5 dice because you don't have 5 dice, you lose. Ta-da! The end. Alternatively, you are placing your dice in various rows. You can at any point take the dice off a row and either score it or not, depending. For example, if I wanted to recall my 3s right now, I can do so, but then the number would only go up to that 12 over there. It wouldn't go further because I only have 4 3s. So some rows, specifically the 1s through 6s over here, you can partially score. Other rows, you need to fully score or nothing. This row requires 3 of the same number. I'm hoping for 6, but I could adjust my plans as I go, and then 2 of any number. You have to have all 5 dice to score this row, or you get nothing. That's true for all the rows down here. You need to get to the end or bust. Up here, you can call them back and still score. And then this row is going to score for the lowest you got on these rows, which I'll show you again at the end of the video if you want to see a play. Now, you're playing this game of trying to assign your dice, but not overcommit in ways you won't be able to fulfill the goals, and hopefully score as many points as possible. That's the basic game. Then you open up Chapter 1. And in Chapter 1, you have a bunch of stuff. You have some like text and story that I don't think I've even read the story, like a minor amount of story. But then you have new tiles and scenarios. So for example, in the first box, you unlock these tiles over here. These tiles require you to have rows that are at least a value of 20 or more before you in order for them to score. And then you have these dynamite tiles over here that go in certain spots, or alternatively, you won't win the game at all. You have to get rid of the dynamite. So for example, if we were playing scenario 3 over here, we would put a bunch of 20s down here. We would put the 20 over here, and over here, and over here. Down, let's put it go over here. And then over there, these 20s, each of these rows would have to have a sum total of 20 in order to score, or you couldn't score them. You don't lose, but you just won't score. If you're playing scenario 4, then instead of these, you would have these dynamite tiles that have to go to the end of certain rows. And again, if you don't get to the end of those rows, you will not win the game. So you have to achieve these or you won't win. They are even more restrictive than a or you don't score. Basically, as you open up these envelopes, you're going to unlock more and more tiles that alter the way you play the game, giving you more and more just flexibility to the kinds of things you're doing. Ultimately, it's the same thing. You're trying to achieve a score, or alternatively, you don't. But it's going to give you various things that make that easier and or harder while giving you different scoring thresholds. For example, by the way, in this scenario over here, you only have 15 dice instead of 17, but you have to achieve 260 to get gold. So you have to do the scenario while achieving 260. You can see over here, my score is 231, which is just enough to get silver in this one. I have not yet achieved gold. Speaking of which, when you do achieve gold, you'll have this little thing. When you've achieved gold on every single level, you'll be able to open up this little thing and figure out what surprise is in here. I have not yet done gold on every single level, but I have opened up Thingy because I got gold on most levels and I wanted to get the full package in order to review it. But I will be going back and getting gold on every level before I'm done with this game. That's basically how you play Eureka. It's a dice chucking game which you throw dice and then try to assign them to this board while trying to achieve various, scores, and then just continue going, trying to achieve more scores. You can go ahead and try to face off against others. In fact, on the back of this envelope, you're facing off against Nick from Bitewing. He has his score, that little platinum over there. So we have, you take your cumulative score from each area, and then you add them up and see what you got for the score. But this is his cumulative score from all the 5 levels. So you can face off against Nick, or you can face off against your friends, trying to see who can achieve the better result through how you add up your best scores in each of the 5 scenarios. And again, you can do this in each of the envelopes that you have in the game. That is how you play this game. If you want to see more in action, either watch my gameplays or stick around for the end of this video where I will play through the rest of this level, because this is a 10-minute experience. With that, let's go ahead and dive into my review. It's a weird one to review. It's a weird one. I'll tell you why it's a weird one. I have played this game over 50 times. That's a guess. It's for sure over 40. I've done the math. I have for sure played this over 40 times. I have not logged every single play though, so we're going to say over 40, but I'm pretty sure I've played it over 50 times so far. Granted, it's a 10-minute experience, but nonetheless, it's a whole lot of plays. And none of this felt like I had to do that. I could have played a few scenarios from each of the chapters and called it a day and said, hey, I played this game 10 times. I've experienced the content this game has to offer. Here's my thoughts and opinions. Here's my review. But I didn't do that. I played this game over 50 times, and I've gone through every single scenario. I have achieved gold in most of the scenarios. I have at least finished and gotten a score in every single scenario this game has to offer. That's a lot of plays and a lot of time spent, diving into this. And I did that because it was fun. It was fun. It was fun to roll dice and then try to figure out how to assign them to different rows. It was fun dealing with whatever challenge tiles the game threw at me in terms of new ways to have to do this before that, or do this at all, or do that, or be mindful I have to score points from here, or this is a point multiplier which makes that more important than this game, and this is giving me a restriction which means I have to play it in this order, that game. I have enjoyed every single second of this, playing this game over 50 times, even at 10 minutes a pop. Let's say it's 10 minutes a pop. You can add it up at the end of the video, I guess, but at 10 minutes a pop, what is that? 500 minutes, nearly 10 hours. That's nearly 10 hours, I guess, because 600 minutes would be 10 hours. I've probably played this game for around 10 hours of game time, and I've had this for like maybe 2 to 3 weeks, something like that. I have to look when the first play was. I haven't had it for that long, and I have played it a lot. And I'm not done playing because, again, I want to get gold on every single level. I want to beat Nick's score in every single envelope. I'm going to add it up. I'm going to do it. Why? Because I don't mind playing this. Now, the way I play this is a solo game. I go ahead and throw on a little TV on my phone, put my AirPods in. Honestly, I've been playing this a lot outside because it's nice weather. I have cats. They like being outside. This is a good way for me to be outside with the cats while just, enjoying myself and calling it work and fun and catching up on TV, all while doing the same time. And I will continue to do that until I've beaten Nick's score on every single envelope. From there, I don't think I have friends who care enough about this game that they will provide a reasonable degree of competition, but maybe it'll happen. I don't know. What do I like about it? I like the challenge. I like the challenge and the ease and the simplicity. I like that I feel enough control that there's definitely strategy to how you approach it, but also there's enough luck that sometimes it's just about a bad roll and you can't really how do you do that? How do you handle that? I don't have an easy answer. It's challenging and rewarding and fun. It's got great art. It's accessible. Teaches in 5 minutes. The stuff it adds is very easy to incorporate into the game experience. I like all of it. What do I not like? So the only thing I don't like is This does give you a lot of tiles that mix up the gameplay experience. I do wish there was more of a focus on kind of scenario goals. They don't have a ton of that. So they don't have a ton of things like, oh, score more points from this than that. They don't really have, like when I think of some of the solo games I've liked the most, I often say things like Calico, Cascadia, Enchanted Ivy, games that give you a set of scenario goals that make each experience feel meaningfully different. And I don't think this super feels meaningfully different. The tiles they give you, like having to have 20 in this row, doesn't really super change the way I play the game. It's a slight math adjustment. Now, some tiles do change it up a bit more, but I almost wish there was more of a focus of kind of scenario criteria that more meaningfully change up the experience. I think they could do it. I think there are things like I will be paying attention to the crowdfunding page to see whether this is the final game, past the fact that there's a prototype and all that. Like, is this it? Is everything I have? What is here? There's nothing else. I don't know. That would already be good enough. I've played this game 50 times. It would already be good enough. But I hope there's more. I hope there's an expansion or modules or more content that comes out for it, because the biggest problem I have with this game is, having played this 50 times, by the time you get your copy, again, this is a Kickstarter, so by the time you get your copy, I might be done with this game. And that feels weird because rating-wise, I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoy this game. I've had so much fun with it. But it might be gone before, like, I don't know, like, it's not gone yet. Again, I need to beat Nick's score. But by the time you receive your final copy, I may be done with this prototype and never need to play this game again, which means it requires the context that this has been an incredibly fun, really addictive app kind of game that has been so much game time. So much fun, so much game time, so much challenge, so much unlock. And I don't know, I think, like, again, if you watch my Rolling Deep review, I think that Rolling Deep and Eureka might be slightly different. Both of them I have the criticism that you kind of play it until you don't. But I think Rolling Deep is the kind of game I play it till I don't, and I'll come back to it. The experience is more deep. There's more depth to the experience. Eureka is more fast, casual, quick fun that I don't know if I'll come back to it. I'm not saying I won't. I'll find out, because honestly, again, I'll probably finish playing this and be done with it before your Kickstarter arrives. But that will also give me a year to kind of see, well, I don't know if it's going to be a year, however long it's going to be, it'll give me that time for that game to arrive and for me to see, do I want to dive into it again? Now that they've tweaked the rules, added content, maybe, I don't know if they are, who knows what's happening. Or maybe I just want to dive into it again because now it's the final game and I'm going to make my mark and write in the rulebook on that instead of this. I don't know. But I also know that the sheer amount of times that I have played this game when I absolutely did not need to, but it was fun enough to keep doing, makes this game deserve a 4.5 out of 5. And with that, if you're looking for other game recommendations, definitely check out, I have this on my tongue, check out Lure from Allplay if you want a game of rolling dice that's more competitive in nature, but also a degree of push your luck. And if you want a different game of rolling dice, again, I have this as well. What was the game I was going to do? There was a game that has rolling dice. That's fun. You roll a lot of dice, but I blanked on it. Oh, that's right, Las Vegas. Las Vegas is another game of rolling dice, another competitive game that's also very charming. Also, speaking of which, my other criticism of this game is the dice are different colors, and I kept waiting for an envelope that would come out that the dice colors matter, and it never really did. And that makes me sad. I feel that there could be a fun way to make the dice color matter, and I never got to see that happen, and I kept thinking it would. So that's my only other critique. Anyways, that's my review of Eureka, which means now it's time to finish the game I'm playing because I am in the middle of a game. We're going to roll these 5 dice over here. Oh, we're not playing with these. We're playing a basic game. That's what we started with. We're going to roll these 5 dice over here. We're going to place this 3 over here. We have 2 other 3s, so we're going to take those 3s. We have this was a 1. I pulled it and it became a 5. These 2 3s are going to go down here because I think that makes sense for me. This 5 is going to go down here because that definitely makes sense for me. And this 1 could go up here. That might be the wrong choice, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. That's going to finish this row, so this is going to become a 15 pointer. Then we're going to roll these 5 dice again because we fully scored that row. So now we have a 6, 5, 5. The 5 and 5 are great, but the problem I have now is I don't have a, this is a little rough. This is a little rough, so I have choices I can make. I have choices. I have a 2, 4, and 6. Now I could pull back. This is where you have to make interesting decisions because I might just compromise and just put all of these down here and say it is what it is. Because this row, as good as it looks, is not the most ideal. It would require me to sacrifice. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put all of these down here in the wild row where anything can go. That kind of gives me a reroll. I think I made a mistake putting that 1 up there, honestly. I should have put the 1 down here. So that 1 up there, tactical error. Again, you have choices in this game. You have to make those choices and see how it plays out for you. I have a 1, 3, 4, and 5, 5. That does not make my experience any better, but this time I'm just going to have to go with it. So we are, oh no, we have a 3. We have a 3. The 3, that's what I wanted. I wanted a 3 for this row. I knew I had plans. I knew I was better than I thought I was. We're going to put this down over here, which means means this row scores because it has 3 of a kind, 3, 3, 3, and then 2 of nothing. So that's going to go over here. Now, as long as I get a single 5, I can already score this row with no compromise. I did get a single 5. In fact, I got double 6s too. We're going to place the 5 over here. We're going to figure out where everything else goes. We'll place the 2 over here. No, we won't. We'll place the 2 over here along with the 3 over here, because if I can get a 4 over here, that row's safe. That almost gives me the confidence to place 6s over here, but I think I kind of want to play it a drop safer. No, I think I actually need to place them over here. I'm going to place 6s over here. That's going to pull back the 5s, and I have to get 3 of a kind or a 4. I think we're good. I think we're good. Plus, that's 50 points, so you know, what's the big deal there? Then we're going to go ahead and roll these dice. We got a 3, 3, 2, and 4. So we got our 4, which we wanted. We have our 6, which we wanted, which means we can place double 3s over here, and we can even toss the 2 over here for our odd one out. No, we're going to toss the 2 up there because we haven't finished that row. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4. That row scores. We're going to take these 4 dice, as well as this one back over here, because we do have these dice off to the side, and we're going to go ahead and roll. We have double 3s over here. Double 3s are great. We can use those. Double 6s are great. We just bought ourselves time, my friends. So we are going to place the 1 over here because we just cleared this row totally, and we can place any die over here. So I think the 1 over there makes sense. Because right now, for example, if we got a 5, 5s can only go in this row or in, well, one there. But we got our 6s. That's amazing. Let's go ahead and put that 6 over there. Let's see if we can score a perfect game. That would be so much fun if we got a perfect game on camera. That would be amazing. We're going to take our 4. We're going to place our 4 over here. We're going to place our 2. We're going to place our 2 over there. We're going to place our 1 over here. And then we have a 3 and a 5. So with the 3, that was a 3. I bumped it. Which one do I care down here? I will place the 5 down here and the 3 down here. It honestly doesn't make a difference at all. But we're going to go ahead and do that. Now this row, this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is the one where I'm beginning to think I won't get this. Everything else is going amazingly. So we're going to go ahead and take this. We scored that row again because even though it's 5 of a kind, we only needed 4 of a kind. Now I'm hoping for at least 1 2. A 2 over here would be great. Honestly, multiple 2s would be good too. Let's see what we get. We got multiple 2s. So we're going to place a 2 down here. We're going to place a 2 down here. We also have a 1 over here. And then this is where we have a 6 and a 5. So that's a little tricky. We could place them in this row. I think we're going to place them in this row because there's nowhere else to place them. So we're kind of committing to the 6 and the 5 strat. We're going to place the 2s over here. That's a full row of 2s. Uh-oh, what did I just hit? I don't know, but I had a 4 over here. That's over there. Perfect. Okay. Full row of 2s. We are great. We're good to go. Let's roll this again. See what we got. We have a 5 and a 6, a 2, a 3, 4. Great. I can work with that because the 3 can go over here. The 4 can go... Ooh, no. Okay. This is tricky. Oh, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. 4, 5, 6. We're going to do a 4, 5, 6. That's amazing. That's amazing. This row is already cleared. This 2, unfortunately, can't go anywhere. So it's going to go on the top. It's gone. It's gone. But we got this row completely cleared for another 40 points. Now we're looking for 5, 6s, 4s, and 1s. Anything that's not that starts to go away for us. So we have 4, 5, 4. We have 2 4s. That's amazing. We have a 6 over here. We can place that. We have a 5 over here. We can place that. And we have a 1 over here. Did that just happen? Oh my friggin' gosh. For context, this is what's called a perfect game. I love that this happened. We have our 1s up here. So that's 1s are going to score. We're going to place that over there. 4s are going to score. We're going to place this over here. We are going to then score our 5, 5, 5, 6, 6. That's going to go over here. And then we're going to, because our lowest row was, well, the full row, we're going to place it over here. Had we scored, let's say, that like that, then this one would have gone down here. Meaning, if even 1, this is only a difference of 8 points, but it would have cost us 65 over here. But instead, we had a perfect game, which is a little insane, and I think that's kind of cool. Also, the game gets more challenging once you add in the ability tiles and things that restrict you. But also, I've never had that happen. So I'm happy I got a perfect game over here. But, anyways, that's my review of Eureka. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.